Hi guys, good day, and how are you all doing today? Now, this is the first time in all of my tutorial that I will be getting a request from one of my subscribers, and she said that she would like to make a particular dress. The style will be displayed on the screen, and she wants me to make a video on it. So we are going to be cutting the style together today. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, please do not forget to subscribe and also stay tuned as I'm going to be dropping this tutorial. You might learn one or two from it. Now, this is a trouser and a top style with a little bit of design, not something too much, but it is something that I think she wants to be sure of before going ahead to cut. So first off, we're going to cut the trouser on this pattern paper. The length might not be the accurate length. I will be using my body measurement. I wanted her to send her body measurement, but I didn't want to make it too simple for her. So I'll be using my body measurement, and then with this video, she can use it to cut hers. So first off, let's go ahead to cut out the top, the blouse of or let's cut the trouser first. Now the trouser is a straight trouser, not a pencil trouser, just something straight. So to cut the trouser, what we'll do first off is to place your material, your pattern paper or whatever you have on the table. Then you come over here. What I do most times is I will take my full length. Now we're going to be using all of this pattern paper, and let's just assume that my full length is 40. Now from this 40, I am going to measure my waist. My waist is 36. I'm going to be dividing 36 by 4 is 9. My waist is 36. 36 divided by 4 equals 9. My hip is 44. 44 divided by 4 equals 11. So I'll come over here. Now watch. On this starting line, remember that your material will be on fold. Now on the starting line, so when it is on fold, it is on both leg side, one for the left side, one for the right side. So you put your material on fold, and then you measure your hip 11 inches. You take 11 inches from your starting point, 11 inches. Now your waist measurement. This works in two ways. If your waist is, if you don't want your trouser to be high waist, that's how I do mine. If I don't want my trouser to be high waist, I make use of my waist for the flap. But if I want my trouser to be high waist, I make use of my hip. You understand? So what we'll do now is we'll take our waist measurement, which is 9 inches. I'll come over here. I'll take my 9 inches. I'm going to add extra 1 inch. Then if I am going to be putting band on it separately, I will not be adding it because I've added extra 1 inch for sewing allowance. But if I will not be adding band to it, then I'll go ahead to add extra 2 inches or 3 inches for band. So you understand? So for this video now, I'll be adding the band separately. So if I'll be adding the band separately, my waist is 9 inch. I'm going to be adding extra 1 inch. Then I'll now come here on this place I added my extra 1 inch. I'm going to take my hip measurement 11 extra. Let's do we want to make it tight? Okay, so let's just do extra 1 inch for sewing allowance. On this place, we are going to take our extra 1 inch. Now we'll use our ruler to connect. This is it here. Remember that we'll be adding band to it though. So by the time we have add band, we'll be having about 13 inches, which is enough. So after you must have taken this, you will now go ahead to take your towel measurement. Now my towel is 30. 30 into 2. You divide your waist by 4. You divide your hip by 4. You divide your towel by 2. So 30 into 2 is 15. I'll come here. I'll take my 15 inches. You see what I'm doing now? Now from this side, I'm going to connect to that 15 inches. From this line, I'll connect to that 15 inches. If you don't have a curve ruler, simply use your tape rule. Go up by half an inch, then use your free hand. Now you have a curve. Now I'm now going to measure from my waist to my nail. From my waist to my nail should be around 21, 22. So I'll just take my 21 inches. I'll roll a straight line. The trouser is a free trouser, so you can just take your 15 inches all the way down. But if you don't want to take your 15 inches all the way down, on this side, you come in by 1 inch. Then you first off measure your 15 inches. This is my 15 inches. Then on this side, come in by 1 inch. On this side, by 1 inch. So use your free hand, you connect, or use your ruler. Then you measure what you have here. You measure your 15 inches here again. 15 inches. You come in by 1 inch. Come in by 1 inch. Use your ruler or your free hand. You connect. Then on this side, you're gonna take your waist measurement. Only when you're using elastic band that you don't take your waist measurement, and you'll be adding an extra 2 inches on this side. But we're not using elastic band, we're going to be using the normal waistband on it. So we'll come here, we'll take our waist measurement, which is 9 inches. Then we're going to be adding extra 1 inch for that. It's going to have a dart. Then we're going to be adding extra half inch for sewing allowance. Now after that, from this place, we are going to connect to the hip line. So we'll have something like this. Now on this place, we're also going to be connecting. So we have something like this. You see the trouser? You see the shape? It's formed already. So this is the front side, and this is how the front will be looking like. You can also use one pattern to cut both the front and the back. Now I'm going to be explaining, because I just have just this pattern that I really want to use for the trouser. Now for the back side, let me show you guys something. Let's assume that this is the paper for the back side. You've placed it, you've placed the front side on the back side. What you will do now is you bring out your tape rule. You come up here by 1.5 inches. Don't forget, you come up by 1.5 inches. You now connect like this. You use your free hand or your ruler to connect to this waistline, something like this. So after you must have done that, if you are adding zip, of course you add zip on this. So you go ahead to take your 1 inch, your 1 inch, or let's make use of 1.5 inch for me. 1.5 inch, 1.5 inch, 1.5 inch. Use your hand to connect. Then you connect like this. You see? So on this side, we're just going to take our 1.5 inch all through. Some will end up now taking 1 inch. But if you know your bum is that big and you don't want to risk it, just go ahead to take your 1.5 inch. So I'm going to use my hand. That's what I do most times. I'm used to it. So I'll take my 1.5 inch on this side as well. 1.5 inch. 1.5 inch on this side. I'll take 1 inch. I always like my new side tight, so 1 inch, 1 inch, and I'm just going to take it all the way down. So this is the front and this is the back. If you are cutting, you cut out this side first. Now after you must have cut out the waist side, you go ahead to cut out. So you cut out this place that we use as the back side first. So this is the back side. When you place this on your fabric and you cut out the back side, then you can now go ahead to trim out this other side and cut out the front. Now this pattern is for both sides. The front, this is the front. I'm just going to label it F. This is the front, and this side over here is the back. So after you must have drawn your front and back pattern on one paper, you cut out your back first, then use your scissors to cut out this place, cut it out, then you cut out your front. And after that, you can head over to your machine to join it. Now, the trouser is done. Let's move over to the cutting of the dress. Now, for the cutting of the top, it has is a stylish top that has a little bit of design at the front. Now, it's not something that's serious unless you want to make it complicated. Let's say you want to add a bust pad, you want to make a princess dart or a bustier. But on this, we'll just, I think it's an English word, so it doesn't really need too much. So we're just going to be cutting it like a basic body style. So first off, we're going to be taking the length of the dress. For me, I would like the dress to be a little bit long. So if I measure where I want the dress to end, I'm going to be having about 28 inches. It depends on how tall you are. So always make sure you measure your length. Don't use my length for your length. So I've measured my 28 inches for my full length, looking for my ruler. Okay, so I'm just going to be rolling a straight line over here. On these 28 inches, I'll be taking my shoulder measurement. My shoulder should be around 16. So I'll take, I think 15. So I'll take 7.5 plus half inch for joining allowance. Then that 7.5 that I took for my shoulder measurement, I'll just take it as my armhole. So my armhole, I'll take 7.5. Now I'm just going to connect. After connecting, I'll take my full body's measurement. My full body measurement, my bust should be around 38. 38 into 4 will give me 9.5. So come here, this chest line, take 9.5, and we're going to be adding extra 2 inches. So this is where the shoulder will start from, somewhere here. I'll come up by half inch, then I'll connect like this. Then on this place, I'll go out, I'll come in rather by half inch. You can always use your free hand. Let's not make this cover something we cannot do it without. So this is it. Now, after taking here, I'll come over here. Remember that your material, your fabric, whatever you're using is on fold. But when you're cutting your pattern paper, you can just cut it single like this. But when you place it on your material, make sure your material is on fold. So you take our waist measurement, which is 9 inches. We're adding 2 for extra allowance, that and the rest. We're going to take our hip, let's say 44 extra 2. We're going to do it this way. Okay, on this midpoint, I'm going to be taking the neck measurement. So I'll be using 3 inches. I'll also come out by 3 inches. I'll use my curve ruler to connect. I'll come down here by half inch. I'll use my ruler to connect. Then I'll now come down by 6.
So guys, on this place, I would advise that you come down 3 inches after your waistline. So if your waist is 15, you're going to come down by 3 inches, which is 18. And if your waist is 16, you'll come down by 3 inches, which is 19, to create this point.
4. Then I'll connect. I'll come out by half inch. This is optional. This coming out is optional. You can choose to, or you can just make it straight like that. So I'll just come out by half inch. Then from here, so I have something like this. We are going to measure our, this is my waist, and this is my under bust. This is my bust point. My bust point is 10, my under bust is 13, my waist is 16. Bust point, waist, under bust. So just take 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches. On this place, I'll take my shoulder into 2. I have 5. That'll be 2.5. I will now connect to this 4 inches. I will now come out by half inches on my under bust. I'll connect to my bust point, something like this. Then now this is what I have. See, everything is ending here. Now, even after you must have cut this out and it's kind of looking close, you can always use your scissors to expand it depending on how wide you want it to be. But this is the way you will cut it. So we are going to cut it out. We've added our extra inches allowance already. So cut out the neck, the shoulder. When you're cutting the shoulder, please add extra inches because we didn't add it when we were drafting it. The armhole, add extra inches as well, something like this. So on this place, we're going to cut this place out because we don't need it. We are not done with this drafting now. Now we'll leave the darts first. Just watch. We'll now come over here. We'll take the same measurement, but half length. You understand? And we are going to take almost, okay, so this is half length. Let's just assume this is half length. We'll cut this out. Then I'll put it like this. And I'm going to be leaving out 1.5 or 2 inches for zipper allowance over here. 1.5 or 2 inches for zipper allowance, something like this. And we are going to be tracing this out. Now after we have this for both front and back, I'm going to cut here to make sure that it's equal. Now, after cutting out the back side, we are having this. You see that for the armhole at the back is having like extra inches than the front. Yes, when you're cutting the armhole for the back, you should come out by half inch. Now from this point, like I said, you can always cut this on your body if you are not sure. But from this point, I'm going to be doing it this way. I will come out here by that 2 inches that I took for extra allowance. Or I can just come out by, let's say, 1.5 inches. Then from that 1.5 inches, this is what I would do. Then I'll make a straight line to connect to the waist. So from here, I'll cut it out. This is basically the style. You can make this a little bit slanted. You can make it a little bit slanted. Let it come like this, because I'm looking at it now, it's not forming that V. So you can always adjust it to however you want. You can make it slanted like this again, just to make it spread. So you can make it slanted, or you use this first one. So but this is basically it. Then you go ahead to cut out your darts. When you want to join, after cutting the darts out, you join the darts back. Let me show you guys. So let's just assume that this is a dress. So you cut this place out, you cut this place out on your dress. After you cut it out, you go ahead to sew it back. Now after sewing it back, you'll be having a one dress. Then from there, you can now decide to make this one come in a bit, come in more, so that it spreads out, or you can just leave it something like this. So this is basically all. This is the front side of the dress, this is the back side, and this is for the trouser.
You can go ahead to also do a normal dart on the back side of the dress.
For the sleeve, let's assume this is the sleeve. Okay, so let's assume this is the sleeve, and you want to attach the gathers. So if we are having something like this, okay, I'm not going to cut this. If we're having something like this that we want to use for the gathers, now you can just use your eyes to gauge it. But let's say if we have about 20 inches, 20 inches should be okay and should be firm enough for the wrist. So what we'll do is we'll run elastic band on this side, and you can make use of 6 inches, 8 inches, because you'll be folding it like this. So you run elastic band on this side. Then on this other side, you run a gather stitch. After you must have run a gather stitch, you can either use gathers or plinting on it. So let's just assume that you have run an elastic band on this place. On this side, you will notch the middle, and from this middle, you place it on the midpoint of your sleeve like this, and then you start plinting. You plint all the way to the end, you plint all the way to the end, and then you'll be having something like this with with plaintings around it and elastic band here. So it's gonna go like this. It will, you fold this one inside and you'll be having something like this. I don't know if you understand. That's basically all for the dress, guys. Try this out. If you have any issue in sewing the dress, for the person that reached out to me to make a tutorial of this, if you still have more issues in joining the dress, you can always reach out to me and I'll put you through. So this is the basic way to cut this. And please let me see the result after you have made this. Thank you if you've watched up to this extent. As usual, please give this video a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel. And if you want a tutorial, you can also reach out to me. I'm willing and ready to help you out. See you guys in my next video. Bye.